welcome to the channel. Welcome to Overrun Gaming. I'm here with Innes today in his garage because he has the map in the terrain and I don't.
And I don't drive, and Chris does, so I didn't have to risk public transport to be here.
Yeah, and we've got our lovely helper, Fergus.
Fergus, who is here to be better at 40k than I am, and also better looking, which is not a high bar for either.
Yeah, so we're here today with Death Guard versus Blood Angel, and I think some sneaky Thousand Suns have got their way into this as well.
Yeah, well, there's always at least 1,000 Sun prints in every list. Just because, well, how else would we know what time it is?
Exactly. We're doing mission 31, which is Overrun, from the GT 2020
Strike Force missions, yeah.
Strike Force, yeah. It's a 2,000 point game. How are you feeling about 9th edition so far?
I'm not 100% sold yet. I need to get more games over that. I've only played 5. The game feels faster, which I like, but I'm still worried about the first turn advantage thing of it. At least it still feels slightly there, but maybe once we get used to it, we'll get over that.
Yeah.
I also hate Darkling so much, but we'll figure that out later too.
Yeah, you've got another sneakiness in the works, which will maybe
get anybody about Rippers.
I didn't even mention it. You did. But yeah, definitely seems the way that troops and just overrunning with troops and bunch of transport seems to be the way of it so far. But we'll see how the meta shapes up. But also having a couple of punchy units, which you'll hopefully see today how punchy Death Guard can be. Not that it's a secret.
We've got Death Guard and Sanguinary Guard. Like, there's not much that's less punchy than these armies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe if we had some space wolves in there for no apparent reason, it might be more of them.
Yeah, if we had some offset wolfmen in the flag, it would be a little less fun for us.
Yeah, totally intended GW, making everything in the Space Wolves Codex offset.
Except Servitors and Beasts.
Except Servitors and Beasts, sorry, yeah, they have got those.
Cyber Wolves don't get to be offset, we don't know that.
Yeah, so do you want to run us through your list?
Yeah, so I am playing Death Guard. I've got a battalion and a patrol. So I'm running a Mortarian's Anvil battalion, which is slightly unusual. People are running a lot of Poxmongers or Mortarian's Chosen Sons at the moment, but I went with this because it's got a few more tricks. So I'm running a Mulligan Plaguecaster and a Chaos Lord. Chaos Lord has the Wormspitter Relic, which lets him make weapons, plague weapons. 5/5/9 of Plague Marines, 10 of Blight Lords with 2 flails, 3 Foul Blight Spawn, a Tallyman with the Exploding Sixes Relic from Mortarian's Anvil, and a Noxious Blightbringer with a 5 Invulnerable Save Relic bubble. 2 5s of Chaos Spawn with Contaminated Monstrosity to give them the 5 of Feel No Pain, and then 2 Chaos Rhinos with an extra combi bolter because I had some points left over, and then a Thousand Suns Prince with the High Magister to give them the possibility to cast. He's going to have my warp time, and 10 cultists. That's Cult of Magic, and that's it. 2,000 points. It's about 30 models.
Yeah, and how many attacks can 2 of your Blight Lords output? You worked this out in the chat earlier.
We did the math that 2 Blight Lords, if you rolled perfect 6s, could successfully get 72 hits from 2 guys, which is quite funny.
And they pretty much always will fight first in this game.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a Judiciar, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we had a slight panic which we thought that the Tallyman the Foul Blight Spawn could turn off all charging benefits.
Yeah, he just makes you fight as if you hadn't charged in terms of priority. He doesn't turn off benefits.
Which, given how bloody you just get +2 attacks out of round 3, I was going, oh no, I brought the wrong list. It's not going to be a game at all. Speaking of my list, so there's a battalion of Blood Angels. I've got an Inquisitor in there who's Ordo Malleus. Terrifying powerful knowledge is his spells. He's an alpha level Psyker. He's also got Inquisitorial Mandate, so he's got Black Shroud and Radical as his Radical Warlord trait.
So -1 to wound and a reroll for each battle round, hit, wound, save, deny, cast, all the good stuff.
Yeah, it's basically just his 1 CP to make him exponentially better. Yeah. I've then got Libidread in there, who's an Artisan of War, so he's got 4 damage Halberd. Then I've got Sanguinor and Astorath in there. Astorath is rocking with Exhalation of Rage and Canticle of Hate.
Well done.
I think
proud of you for learning those. Only taking you 6 months.
Thank you. What was this? Is this 3rd game with the Blood Angels? 4th game with
You were playing Chaplains before that.
Yeah, well, I was shooty Chaplains. Iron Hand Chaplains. Chaplains we not talk about anymore. Then I've got 4 units of troops, 2 Incurses and 2 Infiltrators. This comes as stock. Then into the elites I've got a Sanguinary Ancient who's my Warlord, who's going to have Soul Warden. And he's also going to be carrying the Standard of Sacrifice for the 5 up Feel No Pain bubble. Then I've got a Judicar who's carrying the Icon of the Angel for the 3-inch reroll charge aura. Then I've got 2 of the new Blade Guard veteran units.
So
good. They look good, they get ridiculous number of attacks in the charge, and it's pure awesomeness. Then I've also got 2 units of Sanguinary Guard, 1 of 9, 1 of 8, I've got 5 axes and 4 fists in the unit of 9, and 4 of each in the unit of 8. Then I've got a dedicated transport for an impulsor because we've only got one impulsor. I personally want to use more, but I've got some in order, so hopefully they'll be here and we can run. I think 2 impulsors is probably good.
I'm liking one at the moment. There's one, so Chris is running a slight variant of the list that I wrote up, which only wants 1 impulsor.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think the risk of them blowing up is just too high for my blood at the moment.
Yeah.
And 1 hold 6 blade guard, and that's all I need to do. So.
Yeah.
Because everything else is advanced point. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that having 2 and running 2 units of smash intercessors with the other sergeant.
I don't think I rate intercessors at the moment. That's a conversation for a different day. I think I would rather just have all my bloody troops advance deploy. I don't see the point in running them forward at the moment. For the investment, for the price of 5 a 5-man smashy intercessor squad, you can have 3 blade guard. I'd rather just have 3 blade guard.
Yeah.
So I would rather have my troops do something that I can't do elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which is why I think you run advanced deploy staff and blade guard. Or more sanguinary guard, either or.
Yeah, we're still settling and trying out differentness, and that's the point.
For sure.
And that's the point of any new addition. But anyway, so you've seen the armies. If you want more detail, the lists are in the description below, and we'll show you the map once we deployed. Okay everyone, welcome back to the end of the deployment phase. So we'll just show you the board first of all and how we deploy, then we'll show you our secondaries that we've picked prior to deploying. So we've got 6 objectives, like so. The one closest to the edge is wholly within our deployment zone, but the other ones are just outside. And then we're doing WTC board 7, I believe. Yep. For the terrain, so it's a really heavy board, even though it's the second lightest board in the WTC.
Get used to heavy terrain, guys.
Yeah, like as you can see, there's not great lanes of fire across the entire board.
I mean, there are some, they're just not brilliant. They're good. Screw guidelines.
Yeah, it's really punishes cunning armies. I'll show you from Innis's point of view. And here's our mascot, Fergus.
The melting dog.
The melting dog is was it 23 degrees today, something like that?
Feels like it's about 4 right now, but
yeah. So, Ennis, talk us through how you deploy, what was going through your mind, how did you deploy?
I put stuff on the line because I'm slow and need to be forward. I don't really have a backup plan. I've kind of hedged my bets on one side after I started seeing where Chris was deploying. I put my cultists down first and then the rhinos, and then by the time I got to the important units, Chris had already had to put down stuff like his sanguinary guard because he reserved 1 squad. So it gave me a lot of freedom to say, okay, this is where I'm going to be. I've kind of not got great options for going for engage. I should be able to get 2 points pretty comfortably. With 3 points is going to be a pain, especially with getting to this back corner up here. But Chris is going to have the same issue with getting to my back corner, so I can live with that.
Not because of speed, because of just you're there.
And he's also not going to want to come to this over because that puts him. So I'm hoping that I can shut down Chris's engage. So I have While We Stand We Fight, which is my Chaos Lord, my Plague Caster, and my Demon Prince. Engage on all fronts and assassinate, and then Chris has banners, engage on all fronts and assassinate. I chose mine because I'm going to try and be places, but I don't have a great card secondary. Psychic Ritual or Mental Interrogation or Rescue because he's got Psychers and Soul Warden. So I have to go with something a bit more killing oriented. He's got 6 characters, they all want to be getting up close and personal to me, so I figured I'd go for that. I don't know Chris's rationale for his secondaries, but I'm assuming it's something similar, except his stuff needs to charge me, so banners instead, because he can hang back and just hope I never get to him. Yeah. Banners is a safe bet, particularly when I can pretty much guarantee 3 banners up in turn 1. If as long as this isn't anywhere present on objective number 3, which is right here. Assassinate, I just didn't have a good third one, and you've got a lot of characters which aren't as squishy as my characters, but they're still killable. They're more squishy when you're in field of pain banner range.
Yeah. So I kind of tucked away outline of sight as much as I could. Innis doesn't have that much shooting, but his shooting is potent when he wants it to be.
Yeah, if I spend CP, I can make my shooting pretty good.
You start with 4 CP though, don't you?
4, yeah. So I'll have 5 on my first turn.
Yeah, and I start with 8 after my pre-game CP spend. But yeah, so I didn't really want to forward deploy anything. I could have forward deployed like in this building here, or like just over there as well, away for the rest of his army. But when we were putting down my forward deploy units, you had drops still to do, and Blight Lords would munch any of my forward deploy stuff.
Blight Lords are good like that.
They are good like that.
They're good boys.
Why give them a snack when you don't have to?
When you can go with something lighter.
Yeah, so I've got my Libby Dread and I've got a castle with a Sanguinary Guard and all my Blood Angels characters. Big guards are in the transport. I've got a unit of Sanguinary Guard, the 8-man unit in the skies. Got an Infiltrator and an Incursor over here, and Infiltrator and Incursor and the Inquisitor over here, because I didn't know where you were going to put your Psychers at that point, so I wanted to spread around the Psychic Deny Love. Yeah.
Makes total sense.
Shall we do the first turn roll off on camera?
On camera.
So roll over here.
Okay, I'm trusting in Mikey Hellstorm, who failed me on the first deployment roll off, so...
I got a 6.
I rolled a 4, so I guess Chris is going to take his pick.
I'm going to go first, I think, because the first...
Are you?
Yeah.
Really? In
Yeah.
the 9th edition, you're going to choose to go first?
I know, right? It's bizarre, you know.
God, honestly, I'm shocked, really.
So we'll come back to you with the Blood Angel movement and Psychic Phase summary. Hey everyone, welcome back to the end of the Blood Angels movement and Psychic phases. So before the battle started, I gained a CP, I'm up to 9. As Radcast tried to manifest Excitation of Rage and Canticle of Hate. He failed Canticle of Hate, but he got Excitation of Rage off on the Sanguinary Guard, who moved out there. The Impulsor in the movement phase flew forwards after disembarking the 6th Brigade Guard on the side to get me engaged in all fronts this turn. I've got the cream unit of Infiltrators raising a banner and popping smoke in the shooting phase. The blue unit of Infiltrators doing the same thing over here, and then Astrath himself is going to claim this objective and with a banner for the turn. Psychic phase, I put a 5-up Female Pay, a 5-up Invulnerable onto the Sanguinary Guard, and I cast Wings and Quickening in preparation for the following turns on the Libby Dread. So that's the movement and psychic phases. Obviously in Devastator Doctrine, for those who aren't quite up to date with Space Marines yet. But yeah, that is that. So we'll come back to you with the result of the shooting phase. Probably going to be end of turn summary. Looking at it, there's not going to be that much shooting, really at all.
He's not playing White Scars, Landfallers not charging me.
No, that would be funny. Just blow up in your own lives, D6 damage to everyone.
I'm telling you, think I'm going to kill you.
Actually, that's going to the turn summary because I'm not going to shoot anything because everyone's popping smoke or advancing or holding.
You actually can't shoot me with anything.
Yes, that's the end of the turn. So
End of turn, you're going to score.
I put up 3 banners which start in my command phase.
Yep, end of your command phase. So you're going to get 2 points for engaging all fronts, and that's it.
Yeah, wonderful. So we'll hand over to Innes. Quick first turn, and we'll come back to you with the end of the psychic phase and movement phase. Alright, Innes, what happened in your movement and psychic phases?
So in my movement phase, I just sort of pushed everything up. Oh, sorry, Vargas. I
Aww.
just pushed everything up, keeping everything within the 5 Blightspawn bubble. So I've got a Blightspawn here, here, and here. Everything's wholly within 6 of them, so that anything that charges has to be within 7 by definition.
Apart from those guys there, right?
Except those guys there, I kind of don't care.
5 big Marines in the grand scheme of things.
I didn't hit enough of an advance on this round to get my engagement all fronts, so I'm just accepting that I'm not going to get that this turn.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of sidling forward. I cast Warp Time onto these guys, that's why they're further forward than they should be, they've not advanced. We're going to try and just use this Impulsor as a little bit of a slingshot to get a little further forward. We don't want to go too far forward and escape our Blightspawn range, or go too close to that Judiciar who's got a 19-inch threat when his fight lasts, which would make it really awkward if I get charged by Sanguinary Guard and can't fight before them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my game plan here, is just push forward, I'll deal with it next turn. I've equal to 1 objectives at the moment, so as long as all these Blightlords don't die to the explosion.
I mean, you might lose 1.
I could theoretically lose 3, right? Yeah, so other than that, we've just pushed up. There's nothing too much interesting happened. We're going to go into our shooting phase. I'm just going to try and put some chip damage on this.
Do you say psychic phases powers?
Yep, so I cast Miasma here, Blades of Putrefaction here, so -1 to hit here, +1 to wound, and if they become play weapons, they would do more wounds on 6s. And then I Warp Time these guys, I failed the Prescience. And that was my psychic phase.
Awesome, cool. So we'll come back to you with the result of the shrinking phase and probably charge phase. We should be done together, do you think?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, not much to happen in my shooting phase.
Alright, we'll come back to you with the end of turn. Okay, Innes, we're at the end of your turn. What happened and what have you scores?
My Blightlord my Foul Blightspawn significantly overperformed and killed an Impulsor straight up. It did 12 damage.
Yeah. That's what happens when you take 5 wounds and fail 4 of them.
Foul Blightspawn are pretty good. I put a chip damage here with the one Terminator that could shoot, and my Rhino failed to do any damage to the Sanguinary Guard. There's nothing else that can shoot because this isn't really a shooting army.
No.
So what I'm going to score at the end of the turn is absolutely Jaxy.
Yeah, so I'm 2 points up, and as we go into the start of round 2, I get 10 victory points. If you can put me up for that, please.
So you're going to get 10 for your primary and 3 for your banners.
Yeah. Get a close up as far as I can get. As in this moves away, I'll just...
And you're going to take up a command point as well.
Yeah, so I'm up to 10 command points. Lovely. There
Still
you go.
doubling them.
So we'll come back to you with Blood Angels Movement Psychic Round 2. Hey everyone, welcome back to the end of the Blood Angels Round 2. Again, kind of just a very posturing turn. I don't really want to commit yet because I don't get all my super doctrines.
Chris is scared of commitment.
I'm scared of commitment, yeah. You heard it here first. And yeah, so in the movement phase, I shuffled units around. I needed a 5 on the advance. I got a 3 to clear the gap with the cream unit of infiltrators, so they're going to get a shot at. Louis Dad has moved forward just to take a pot shot, which he did a wound with.
You did a wound with
and also push forward the psychic deny bubble. Over here, I advance both these units, got good advances, so they shouldn't be in too much danger. I'm staying 20 inches clear of Innis, which means I'm clear of a warp time charge from the Blight Lords, and he needs to warp time 1 unit of spawn to get a charge of this turn. So forcing his hand a little bit as much as possible. Psychic phase, I failed to get the 5 invuln onto the Sanguinary Guard from the Inquisitor, but I got Wings up on the Dreadnought, failing, and I got Quickening off as well.
So that is a declarable charge, it's not a full declarable charge.
Yeah. So in that turn I didn't score anything extra, but here's a score sheet at the start of Innis's turn.
Yep, so I get 10 for my holding 3 objectives, and that's it. We're not having a massively complicated game right now.
I think it's going to get I think next turn is going
It's about to get complicated once the Sanguinary Guard have to come in.
Yeah.
Until then.
So we'll come back. We may come back with the movement psychic phase summary, or we may come back with a charge summary. We don't know yet. We'll just come back to you when we come back to you.
We'll see what happens in the turn and then make a decision.
Yeah. Okay, Innis, we're at the end of your turn. What happened?
So the squad of Spawn that was here moved and then got warp timed and came in charge of the squad and cleared the banner off of it. It's also going to stop Chris from getting his hold 2, hold 3, so he's only going to get 5 points for this turn.
Yep.
This Rhino here moved forward to give me my gauge on all fronts. I'm also going to get engaged on all fronts with them, so that's going to get me 3 points for this turn. This Rhino is very carefully placed, so that if this Judicar can't physically get within 6 inches of these guys, in order to prevent him from being able to make the fight last, unless he charges this Rhino. But if he charges this Rhino, he'll fight before the Sanguinary Guard, which means that I could interrupt after him. So he would make me spend CP instead of just being able to hit him, but I'm always going to get to strike before Sanguinary Guard with these Spawn or these Blight Lords if they make it in. So I'm trying to make Chris's decisions really hard here.
Yeah, that's a really important trick to know actually, playing around the charge order with when you have all Blight Spawn. It can make them work when even they're not in range to work.
Yeah. I popped some CP to get extra range on Worms better to put the Corrupted benefit on these infiltrators here.
Yep.
And I managed to chip 3 off of them with the help of the Rhino.
Yeah, they're fine for leadership because of the banner.
Some good feel no pains, sadly. Other than that, I've screened up my backfield, so there's nowhere he can get in this backfield bit, so I'm trying to deny him from getting his engage on all fronts, basically. He can come in back here. Those Spawn are dead, but they're a 115 point squad, I'm not too fussed about that.
115 points and stops me getting 6 victory points.
Yeah, so they're going to shut down a banner point, they're going to shut down 5 for primary.
2 banner points actually, because I won't be able to get one on until the following turn.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to make his life a lot harder here.
Yeah, that was a good move by Innis.
My game plan. I'm going to get 3 points for engaging all fronts. Chris is going to get 5 for primary. Wait, let's start.
Yeah, I'm up to 11 CP now, so I'm assuming a CP. This is probably the turn where I need to start kicking off. Innis's army does outboard controls me the entire game unless I kill it.
I'm going to walk places and be there, and then Chris has to deal with that. Is the basic principle. Moving
into Assault Doctrine, I'll do my litanies on camera and might as well. So I'm going to do exploding 66s, so Excitation of Rage on the Sanguinary Guard. That goes off on a 3, and then I'm also going to do Charge Aura off of Astrath as well. That also goes off. So happy days. Right, we'll come back to you with probably at the end of my movement phase. It's probably psychic phase. It's probably quite a clutch turn.
We'll do the start shoot. I think we'll come back.
Yep. Hey everyone, welcome to the end of the Blood Angels shooting phase. So we're breaking this down slightly. So as you can see, I'm no longer in my castle. I'm now in a different castle. Sanguinary Gardener in a different
castle.
So Mario, you got to go over there. I have left these 2 guys behind just to hold the objective, which they should be on. Apologies for that. They were on there. I put a unit of Incursors out here to get my engaging our front points. I'm going to be charging this Rhino momentarily and hoping to slingshot forward with the consolidate move. They were 14 inches away, so they couldn't even get there.
They had to charge.
They have to charge something. Blade Guard got some pretty good charges, as is the Judicar. They're now holding this objective over here. They are in a bit of a danger range, but
not a lot you can do about that.
Not a lot I can do about that, and I'm pretty sure Judicar can shut down any attempts to fight first. Over there. Simon Guard and Libby Dread have shot over here with all the Bloody Angels characters and the Inquisitor. Take out these Chaos Spawn. Over here I've brought down this unit of Simon Guard. It's a have to now, annoyingly. And I'll be 3d6 charging the Chaos Cultist holding this side of the board for Innis's forces. And then also getting a line breaker with the Blue Squad as well. Sorry, not line breaker, engaging all fronts. So sadly I can't get my banner up this turn, but next turn hopefully I'll be able to get the banner up. Also number 6 would be good to recoup the points that I've lost. But I know number 2 is going to be taken down as well. Probably number 1 as well. But we'll see. So we'll come back to you with the result of the charge and fight phase and end of turn summary. Okay everyone, welcome back to the end of the Blood Angels turn. So we fought with everything that is charged. Wait, we didn't. Yeah, did we say what charge we were?
Yeah, so we had the Sanguinary Guard, the Sanguinary R, Astrath the banner, and the Liberator charge in. You had to use a CP reroll to get the banner in. The Sanguinary Guard here, charge here, and then consolidate back the way, staying slightly close to this Rhino. To clear the Cultist out, so I'm only going to get 5 points in my turn.
Yep.
These Incursors charged in here. The Rhino killed one on the backswing.
Yeah, he rolled 4 6s to hit.
I mean, if you want to make a big deal out of it.
The rain is turned on.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Gus's head's under the chair again. But, so Chris got a decent bit of points on turn. He's not managed to raise any banners yet, but he does. I
can do so next turn.
He just stopped me from getting the full 5 points this turn, or the full 10 points this turn.
I do get 2 banners that turn though.
You got banners at the start of your turn.
Which you haven't marked on, and I've got 3 for engaging all fronts as well, which is always happy. Just trying to run away from Innis's army, hoping he makes a mistake during his movement, essentially. Which is like hoping for Christmas to come in July.
Yeah, that could happen. Sorry, Gus.
Aww. Gus, what do you think of the game? He doesn't like the game.
He's very tired of 40k.
He's tired too much 40k. Anyway, we'll come back to you with Innis's movement and psychic summary. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the end of the Death Guard, psychic, and movement pages. So Innis, what happened?
So I just kind of postured again aggressively. This Squad Plague Marines jumped out here, this Squad Plague Marines jumped out here. We bubbled this guy to stop him being able to charge with the Sanguinary Guard easily.
It's still possible, but I have to get rid of it.
It's not fun for him. These guys are just sitting here protected from the Judiciar. These guys are going to deal with them. I've taken the banner down there, so Chris is only going to get 1 point for banners this turn. So I'm trying to just shut down his banners constantly, make sure he's not getting that. I get my max points for engage because I've got the Rhino here and the Plague Marines here.
Yeah.
So, and the Prince, I guess. Yeah, that's the game plan here. I've still got this objective with the Blight Lords. And then he's screened out from deep striking pretty much anywhere that my characters matter. These guys are out with 24 of the Sanguinary Guards, so they're not declarable in the building. I've got the Tallyman and the Chaos Lord in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels pretty good. I don't feel too bad about this.
Yeah, it's kind of a very posturing game, and I'm hoping we get some big charges in combats. But I think because of Innis's secondaries, the owner is on me to fight you, because while we fight is automatic 15 points unless I kill the models, and my secondaries aren't going great. I can match them on the primary every single turn, but his secondaries are going to get away from me.
Yeah, Chris has the advantage of primaries, I have the advantage of secondaries. It's just how it typically works in 9th edition. Yep.
So we'll call it there because this battery is running out. But we'll come back to you with the result of the shooting phase. Okay, everyone, welcome back. As Innis tries to put the scoreboard back on the stool.
Fails horribly.
Fails horribly. So we're at the start of the Blood Angels turn. Innis, do you want to tell us what happened in the rest of your turn before we get on to that?
So I popped the plus range on the Blight Spawn to try and chip away some of these Blight Guard. I managed to kill one. The Blight Lords charged these guys here and then used it to slingshot up a little bit, staying outside 19 of the Judiciar with pretty much everything. That's about it. Not much else happened. I tried to put some pot shots into those guys there and failed, but I tore down the banner and stand on the objective, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, it's this. I keep saying it, but this turn you make something happen. But what making it happen isn't consequential enough to really change up the scoreboard. but I think I have a plan. I don't like the plan, but I have it. So we'll do little stuff on camera because that's always fun to see me fail these. So I'm going to put opponent 6s as always onto the Sanguinary Guard unit. That goes off on a 5, and I'm going to do the charge aura as well. That goes off on a 5 as well. Happy days.
Nice fails. Thanks for that, Chris.
I just need to feel good in one area of the game, okay? We'll come back to you with the result of the movement and psychic phase. Hey everyone, welcome back to the end of the shooting phase for our Blood Angels in round 4. So I've gone for it this turn. So the Sanguinary Guard, the Sanguinor and the Sanguinary Ancient have moved up over here. The Duty card moved over here. I'm hoping that I can use them next turn to shut down a fight first or something. Makes it in his respective order a little bit as well. But I don't think I got far enough in his advance to do what I wanted to do. Big Guard Veterans have moved slightly across to back him up. The Inquisitor has moved there to get line of sight onto the spawn to do a smite and also to do hot shots into the Blight Lords. I've raised the banner of Azrath over here. The Libby Dread moved over there to then double move with Wings of Sanguinius, but I failed to cast because I was denied. And I also had to spend a CP to knock the powers again, which was fun. And the dudes over here are raising a banner on that objective. And over there, my Sanguinary Guard have moved across to clear it out as best I can, whatever's there. Yeah, so hopefully I can get in there. There's a heck of a long charge into this.
2 Plague Marines, so he's got 1 model worth of gap with the Prince.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make sure there isn't a cheeky gap in between the bases. I can get within the inch. And shaking his head, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's not a nice situation, but I had to just take it whilst I could. There would have been much better if the Lib Dread had gone over there and smited and stuff like that as well. But yeah, we'll come back to you with the end of the charge phase and the fight phase. Okay everyone, welcome back to the end of the Blood Angels turn in round 4. So I took out the unit of spawn, quite good, but have to know whether the storm of everything attacking everything, really. This is when the army's attacking.
The turn where things get into combat, yeah.
Yeah, so I got my big guard over there. I failed the charge and used a 10-inch on the dice, and I just couldn't get it even with the CP reroll.
In order to engage the Prince, which you wanted to charge, you had to engage the Malignant as well because of where I am, which meant he had to clear to here, which was 11, which was just over 10 inches away.
Yeah.
Which meant you did 9 on dice.
I could have just charged the Great Marines and get in and wipe them out, but then I'm still.
Just didn't think that did enough for him.
It didn't do enough for me. It would have given me the objectives that might have been good, but you know, hey ho. C'est la vie. So yeah, we'll come back to you with the result of Innes's turn. Essentially, I think we'll just do a turn summary. We'll get up to the end of the shooting phase, I think.
We'll see what happens.
We'll come back when it's important to come back.
We'll come back when it matters.
We still don't know how important each of the phases are on 9th, so we're working on our
None of them are important. All of them are important. Maybe. Who knows?
What do you think, Fergus?
Fergus thinks you need to shut up.
We'll come back to you with that. Okay, everyone, welcome to the middle of the fight phase, I guess, or just the start of the fight phase.
Yep.
End of charge phase, start of fight phase, whatever you call it. Do you want to do a brief recap of what your movement phase?
So I put a bunch of wounds here with the Malignant Playcaster's Mortal Wounds thing when he cast power, so you did a couple damage here. Smite picked up another one.
Killed half a unit.
Bolt Guns picked up another 2. Bolt Guns and the Bolt Pistol from this guy picked up another 2. The Blight Lords picked up 1 of the Blade Guard. I actually forgot to fire that Rhino, so I might do that in a second. I'm just going to do that now.
Yeah, do it on camera. So this is the Rhino shooting
into that 1 lone Blade Guard to try and take the objective off Chris. 2 saves. Failed 2 2-ups on camera.
I mean, it's possible given my rolling so far.
No, that's much better than 2
A 4 and a 2.
Cool, there, fine. So yeah, I didn't manage to kill that Blade Guard squad off, so Chris still could test the objective. I don't get rid of his banner, but I do hold it, so he's getting 3 points of banner, so that's fine. I get into this melee here, I'm going to get 2 from my engage, so that's fine, I'll give up a point on that. And then I've charged in the Prince here to the Ancient and the squad, and then the Blight Lord to the squad. He's opted not to heroic intervene with Sanguinar. So we're going to roll this combat on camera because it's really funny.
Yeah, so
hang
on, so start the fight phase and everything, 3 CP, -1 to hit, and Transhuman Physiologist. I'm on 1 CP now because I did it last turn. Stopped the spawn screwing me over.
So, flails. So sadly I don't get any vets on these because I don't get any Death of the False Emperor on these, but I do still get the Exploding Sixes from the Tally Man. So 4 to hit, rerolls on 1s and 2s. So each of these 6s is 2 hits.
Yep.
And then these one on 4s, so 4 rerolls. So that's going to be 6 neg 3s and 3 neg 2s.
Alright, so the neg 3s. Maybe 5s in these. I think I passed 1.
So that's 10 feel no pains.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about spells because they just
and then
keep
the
going.
2.
Yep, the 4-up, the 3 4-ups.
The 3 4-ups. Fail all of them.
So that's going to be 16 damage from the flails. So if you want to give me 16 feel no pains, it doesn't matter about models because they just keep spelling.
10. I'll do 10 at a time because of hands and cameras and whatnot.
So that's 1, 2, 3.5, and then 6 more, so 2 more dice.
Have I got anyone wounded? No, I don't. So that's.
I think I got
that's
from this.
3 dead.
Oh.
No, this one just killed one.
Oh, this one just killed one. Cool.
Yeah, so 3 dead so far, and then
6 more.
6 more. So that's. Here we are. That's better. So another one.
Flails kill 4.5, and then I've got the 7 axes.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll put this here to remind us how many is dead so far.
7. So 4s because of the death mask you're saying, because I failed prescient sadly. Rolling 1s and 2s for the tally man. And then each 6 is 2 hits. Because the
There's a lot of 6s there.
Natural 6s instead of unmodified 6s.
Which I think was where they're heading to with a lot of the rules.
Yeah. And then these are strength 5 plague weapons, so winning on 4 because if you're transhuman, 4th of rerolls for plague weapons. And then these are all just single damage. These are neg 3, these are neg 2.
No, there's another 5 in there, yeah. A lot of 4s there, annoyingly.
So that is going to be 5, 10, 14 neg 2s, and then 7 neg 3s.
So here's 10 neg 2s, so 4-ups. And there's 4, and I'll just roll 4 fails, the other one.
So that's 7 fails.
Yep, and then how many?
7 neg 3s.
There goes holy number. More dice. I need bigger hands as well. These are neg 3s, so it's 5.
4 more.
4 more. These are 1 damage each?
Yep. Squad set.
Woo! Squad's dead. Woo!
Like lords.
Yeah, that is not fun. So rip squad. We'll do the rest of the fighting off camera because
it's not as interesting as that.
No, but yeah, that's the power of Blight Lord Terminators. They're nasty.
That's with -1 to hit and transhuman.
Yeah, that's as tough as I could have made them, apart from a 4 involved from Massive Doom, which I didn't get.
And that was through the Falcon Vulnerable save as well, because it didn't matter, because they're only neg 3 at best.
Yeah. So happy days.
Blight Lords are good, guys. I don't know if anybody knew.
I think everyone on YouTube
Everyone
knows.
on the internet knows, yeah.
Yeah, but we're just confirming it. This is research. This is scientific research.
We're just confirming for everybody that did you know Blight Lords are bright?
Yeah, so we'll come back to you at the end of the turn summary. Okay, Innes, what happened in the rest of that fight phase?
So the Prince came in, tried to put the damage out here, but he passed a bunch of 4-up saves, so I only managed to do 3 damage to him. I had 2 unfailed wounds, took 3 damage. So I didn't engage the Sanguinor, I'm just standing off him. Might as well get some shooting into him if he tries to charge me.
Yep.
And that's it. I lost 2 plague wounds at the end of the combat as well, and I did 1 chip wound back, but it's fine because I still have the objective, and that's all that matters.
Yep. Start my turn. I get 3 for banners.
Yep.
And I get 5 for the primary.
Yep.
And it's also the last turn. So this is.
So currently it's 9. So currently, Chris gets 25 on primary total.
Yep.
He's going to get 9 plus whatever he gets in his last turn for banners. He is on 7 for engage and 0 for assassinate currently.
Yeah, I'm hoping. My goal this turn is to pick up as many characters as possible.
And currently I am on 25 on primary with my last turn to score, 8 on engage and 3 on assassinates, which puts me on 36 to Chris's 41 with Chris's turn with Chris's no primary score and me to score primary stuff.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to take you down to 1 objective being held to stop your primary entirely, which is definitely possible. I just need to perform for once. Yeah, so we'll come back to you with I think just end of turn summary for Blood Angels. Okay, everyone, welcome to the end of Blood Angels turn. So my general plan was to try and take out as many characters as possible. I failed to take out the Minion Pegcaster over there, but I've wrapped him. So we'll hopefully, get something happening in his turn and try to take off that. Denying it's an 8-point swing, so it's quite important.
Off two that turn. You got one of my Wild Standing fights. You got the Chaos Lord and a Foulblades one.
Yeah. I got my engagement up once again,
It's
and
a very good 4-up and vulnerable shade. Very exciting 4-up and vulnerable shade.
But we will see how Innes responds in his turn, and we'll come back to you once we've figured out what happens there. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the end of Death Guard turn and end of the game. Innes, what happened in your turn?
So, I brought the Prince back around, coming through at the Sanguinary Guard. He actually did it this turn. He managed to clear them out between smites and charges.
Yep.
The Foulblades one advanced out here and shot off the Inquisitor. I stole the objective with the Noxious Blightbringer, who rolled a decent advance and managed to get into all quarters as well for me, so I managed to get 3 points from my engage on all fronts. I flopped on killing the Judiciar again. I probably should have just cast Blades on them, but I really wanted to make sure the Sandguard died. Yep. So I didn't cast it on them, because they were getting much less scary.
Yeah, because that was an 8-point swing, whereas this is...
I was pretty convinced I would kill it. It was only a 3-point swing though, so I'm not too fussed about not killing the Judiciar.
Yeah, you wanted to make sure the 8-point swing went better than the 3-point swing, which is what you do.
I managed to, one of the last banners, get my engage points. I managed to pick up 2 assassinate points. I picked up the Inquisitor and the Astarath. I didn't get the Ancient or the Judiciar, so left him with max of 12 on that.
Yep.
I dropped 4 engage on all fronts points because I didn't get any on turn 1, and I dropped it on turn 4. I think I dropped a point, and I lost one with while we fight. So overall, not too unhappy with that. Quite low scoring primary game, but we were both we both started very here, and then I put all my good stuff on this side, so I was expecting to lose this side anyway, which meant that neither of us ever scored a whole more point.
Yeah.
Which was good. I mean, we were trading back and forth. It was quite a tight game.
Yeah, and that's I think if you're against a Death Guard blob like this, you need to use your speed if you have it.
I mean, if you are movement 5, you are faster than a Death Guard blob. It's just kind of the way it is.
I saw a game which was a bunch of Sandman and Terminators, and they out-traded with the Blight Lords, but that was with some very, I think, lucky rolling from the 3 of it in one of those on the Storm Shields. Yeah,
you can do it with like Deathwing Knights or Custodes can do it because you pop the Ignore if you wanted to, and then they're only doing it on 5 if they pop Veterans. But you don't need to engage the Blight Lords if you don't want to. So
the best thing to do with Blight Lords is to ignore them.
Yeah, like my Blight Lords started here. They've been warp timed 3 times, and they are still only here.
Yeah.
Like that is an entire game with charges, shooting, like 2 or 3 warp times, and they've only made it here. They've never advanced, to be fair, which would have been like an extra 6 to 8 inches. So they could have been like in this ruin if they really needed to.
Yeah.
But they have been very, very methodically plodding this way around.
Yeah.
I could have gone through the room, but then I lose them shooting. So it was a bit rough with getting the Blight Lords places, but they did what they needed to do. They picked up the Sanguinary Guard, the Blade Guard, Astarath. They took a few charges. They killed Sanguinor. So they did their job. They just did it very slowly.
But that was more me coming to you, though.
Yeah, exactly. But you had to come to me, otherwise you just bleed the game out.
And that's how Death Guards need to play.
You're going to lose. If you don't come to me, you lose 6, and you lose your 6 assassinate points. You probably lose a couple of engage points. You probably never raise that banner because I just kind of stand here and you're not anywhere near me.
Yep.
And then I'm still sitting on probably 15 while we stand in fights. So it's probably actually a worse game if you don't engage. I think if you'd engage quicker, you'd have been in a better position. And you postured very defensively with Judiciar, but you should have been more aggressive with him. Because he's your tool for this game. Because if you had stood him like early turns, you had him like back here and then back here. Whereas if you had him forward, I don't really have the shooting to pick him out. Like I'm not going to kill 8 Sanguinary Guard in front of him and then kill him. Like some armies can do that, so you have to be more defensive with him. Like White Scars, you would probably want to do that. But with my list just not having any of that firepower without sinking major CP into Plague Marines, you had no reason to posture as defensively as you did with the Judiciar.
Yeah, this is my first game with him. I've never done a game with a Fight Last tool like this before, but it's definitely correct that my main worry was the Chaos Spawn coming in and wiping him out because they could just pick him off in melee, which is always a worry with any characters. But what the Blight Lords did do for the entire game was present a 20-inch aura of I can't be here without risking wiping out whatever is there. The
problem was the Judiciar had a 19-inch aura of that, so I was moving up an inch a turn.
Yeah, it was 1 inch advance.
Backwards. I was gaining an inch, Chris was losing an inch, and it all netted out to me getting to be across the board a little more than Chris did.
Yep. But anyway, here's a score sheet, and we'll talk a bit more about the game in post, but here's a score sheet. And there you are. So with Innes' very neat handwriting, you can see it's a 63-51 victory to the Death Guard, which in WTC would translate to...
in the format that we're using for today, we don't know if WTC is using it or not yet, or anything similar. That would be a 14-6 victory in 20 system.
which is what the score would be for the Clan Wars team event that we're both going to. So yeah, well done it is. So can't shake your hand, but yeah. Oh.
Exploding sixes is really good when you have it twice.
Yeah, and it's D3 as well.
Yeah, I didn't mind being Mortarian's Anvil this game. It was nice.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see you in post interview. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for watching the game. What were your thoughts on it?
So Death Guard kind of just walk up the board in a brick and say, do something about it. If you can't, we will win on primary.
Yeah. And Blood Angels say, I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Blood Angels can be quite resilient though.
Yeah, it was the Sanger regarding combat with the 5 Field of Pain, and because the Blight Lords are pretty restricted in their AP to being -2 or -3 unless I'm willing to sink CP into it.
Yeah.
Because I can spend a CP to go to -4 on natural 6s to win. It's just not worth it generally. So
they had the weighted dice to get through them anyway.
Yeah, they had the weighted dice eventually, but like when I was trying to kill Astrath and those characters at the end, I just I was underkilling everything because I was splitting attack because I realistically should kill stuff, and then you spike low on dice and it happens. The Blight Lords are great at killing stuff with Field of Pain though, because even if you do pass one Field of Pain and then fail through the next one, the wound still carries over just because of the way the flails work.
And that's normally the really good thing about Field of Pain is that if you've got like a 2 damage weapon going into the Sanguinary Guard, you pass a Field of Pain, then it's like rather than 1 attack killing them, someone has 2 attacks.
Yeah. So even though you take a damage, you still get a chance to, like, even if you fail 3 out of 4 stages, if you fail them in the right order, you take 4 damage to kill instead of 2 damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blight Lords kind of just no-sell that, and then they do the exact same thing back with their 2 up, 4 up, 5 up.
Yeah.
And the Fell Blightspawn armors just mess with any combat armies. Like in team pairings, you can just say, I feel like if you're trying to run something like this at a team event, you just run 3 Fell Blightspawn and you just say, pair me to a combat army, I will win. It doesn't matter what combat army it is. It can't engage you consistently enough that it will be.
Yeah.
Imperium combat armies especially do not like it. Maybe Space Wolves would be okay with it because they get like Wolfen that can fight back.
Yeah.
Fight back with you or something like that.
And even those have armor rust as well, which is a bit better than the Justiciar.
And then you're still getting hit, but you control the order a lot more. Like you make it so that that's their only charge because you get to control the final phase order so much more with Blightspawn because it's an order rather than picking a single unit.
Yeah, I need to practice playing with armies which do have the fight last, fight first. Weirdness, because there was times when I was like, okay, I can really use my Judicar for the first time in the game. And I had stuff charge across the board, which really screwed up my order.
Yeah, and then I think I was playing around it pretty well, where I was just like not letting you ever use it in an efficient way. Like there was a time when you could have charged into a Rhino and then consolidated round, so I just made sure that you would have to activate with that guy first, so that I could interrupt. It makes me burn CPs, but then Chris is relying on a long bomb play to maybe go right, that maybe makes me spend CPs, and if any of the like how dominoes fall in that step, then he just gets blown out. So you can never make those plays. It's like playing his vet, right? You can't go for the 80% play or the 60% play where you just get blown out by 1 step falling. Like you can't take 6 80% plays in a row because the chance of that failing is better than 50%. And that was the situation I was trying to engineer with the Fell Blightspawn.
But I think you were able to do quite well this game as well.
Yeah, when you got into my spawn with the Sanguinary Guard, that was rough because you only lost 1 guy to the spawn attacking back just through Transhuman and the -1 to hit. Spawn hitting on force base, Talisman auras, not being Chapter Master auras, being low reroll auras really hurt there. And I underrolled, I think I hit like 4 times on 20 odd attacks.
Something
4 rerolls and exploding 6s. It was quite depressing, and then you got 10 wounds through and you passed 8 saves and 2 Field Pains. So yeah, killing 1 guy with that would have been a lot worse, and then I failed all the saves with the spawn. It just kind of collapsed on me there, and I'm just oh, that's not good. But thankfully the Blight Lords kept the Blight Lords close enough that it didn't matter.
In my head, if I was able to get both units of Sanguinary Guard into the Blight Lord Terminators and a Blade Guard in support, I think that would be much better for me. But because of the way you screened out, I couldn't have even dropped in turn 3 to declare an 9-inch rerollable charge with 3d6 into the Blight Lords because you were 13 inches away after all your bubbles.
Yeah, I never let you with the Rhinos and getting them additional movement with the Blade Marines because of them. I was able to just screen them out long enough that it didn't matter. The spawn pushed aggressively for me as well. The spawn covered a lot of ground with 50 more bases and 200 coherence, which is really good.
Yeah.
I think 1 squad of Sanguinary Guard. So I was like with that Rhino that I mentioned, I was engineering a situation where if the Judiciar charged into the Rhino, there was no way that he could get it in a position where it would be within range of the Fell Blightspawn, so that he could make the Fell Blightspawn fight last and then choose the Sanguinary Guard first. I was very careful about avoiding that, so that he could, even if he could make the Blight Lords fight last, you would start to fight the Judiciar, leaving the option to drop the Blight Lords.
And that's the kind of play that you could do by intent as well. When we actually remember we were on the clock, we took our time with it, with this game, but you could say, okay, this rhino is so far away from the fight spawn so that your arms are going to be within the aura.
And I mean, it's not a particularly difficult play to make if you pick it up, it's just noticing stuff like that, it's kind of weird. Stuff like the Judiciar are very new with the 6-inch make you fight last aura, it's very powerful.
It's not an aura, it's a pick one.
Pick one, yeah. It's a threat projection aura, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying within 19 inches for Blood Angels, I can move, advance, hit that 6, 19 inches away, I can tag you with my last, and then whatever I'm charging with you gets to go before. It doesn't matter what you've got there.
Yeah.
Because I would have dropped his Sanguinary Guard to fight regularly order, he'd have dropped me to fight last order, so as long as that's the only combat that's ongoing, he picks down to fight first before I ever get a chance.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks for letting me come on and film a game here. I don't know what game is next on the channel, but I've got an Ultramarines list in the works. I've got obviously my Harlequins and my Eldar, which I want to try and make work, and I've got these Blood Angels. So there's a few options. Comment down below what you want to see, like what armies do you want to see on the channel, and we'll do our best with the group we have around.
Probably got pretty much everything available. Like you might struggle if you want like a particularly powerful Orc list. We don't really have or Custo and something like that. We're struggling for like specific stuff like that.
But in
generally, we can get pretty much anything.
If you tell us the faction, we could probably work something on the faction, and even if you had to go to TTS for it, we can do that for you.
Who does that anymore? TTS is dead.
I do, because I don't want to buy every single Harlequin in the UK. All 4 of them. But anyway, yeah, thanks. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.